That are released on sub judice, and I will do my best to answer so that I do not touch on the issues that are before court for determination. Mr. Speaker, I don't know whether this document is with you, and I want to answer the issue, the matter on the affidavit of Mberel on the withdrawal or the issue of the attempted rape that he's talking about, and that is indeed the issue that Mheshimiwa Ichung'wa was trying or sharing, because even before this happened, and shared with my very close friends. Mr. Speaker, I'm an open book. In fact, those that write and say I've litany of cases is an understatement. As I sit here, I have 35 cases in court as I am sitting here. 35. And these 35...
Of a civil nature or criminal nature?
They are civil, Mr. Speaker. I have no criminal case in any court in this country. And I'm saying the only criminal case that I had in court is a case between the Republic and I, where the complainant was buried. And it's, I think, since everybody knows the kind of bad relationship that I had with the NDCI, and my political persuasion that, or the political position I'd taken in the last general election, or since the handshake, Mr. Speaker, I was the complainant. I was the complainant in this case because this was a case of abduction, Mr. Speaker. And it's a case where people wanted to extort money from me, and I will share the affidavit by Mberel herself, where she's saying that she has reconciled her conscience and she has reflected on the facts and the circumstances relating to this complaint, and she has decided on her own volition to withdraw. Mr. Speaker, the DCI himself decided that Medeka must be turned into a victim. It is just last week when the DCI officers came to my office and even brought me the cash bill and the money that they had recovered from the abductors, because immediately I was abducted and I was released after giving 200,000 shillings and they were asking for 1 million shillings. I reported the matter at Nanyuki DCI offices. The record is there, Mr. Speaker. And I remember I was with you. I don't know whether I shared, Mr. Speaker, when we were there in Diani, Mr. Speaker, when we were the Senate committee in Diani in last year, but one where I was asking whether I would get permission to go to Nanyuki to record a statement to this effect so that these abductors would have been taken to court. But
I missed the Diani meeting.
2 years ago, Mr. Speaker, the Committee on National Security, we had a meeting in Diani. That is the time.
The committee with you, but
yes.
I was not in Diani.
Yeah?
I was a member of the committee with you, I agree, but I was not in Diani.
Yeah, that's where we were. I'm saying the time we were in Diani as a committee. Yes, okay. I was sharing it with the committee, with our chairman.
Yes.
So this is the time when I was required in Nanyuki to do a statement for them to appear before court. Because I was traumatized, immediately they were arrested. And since I didn't make, it is the DCI himself who ordered the file be transferred from Nanyuki to Nairobi. instructed the DCI then, Mr. Mureti. And when this matter came here, people were, other officers were picked, were asked to do different statements. My statements were torn, and they fixed me, framed me as a victim, and that's how I ended up in court. This affidavit from Beryl and Oduor, when she decided to withdraw, has given a condition, and because he was cross-examined by the magistrate, and I've put the ruling from the magistrate here, Mr. Speaker, and which I will be willing to share, that her condition was that the person I was required to withdraw the extortion complaint I had launched against her and the friends at the Nanyuki. That is what happened, Mr. Speaker. I was framed. The idea was to embarrass me, to demean me.
Making reference to the affidavit, just who is the deponent of that affidavit?
He is a complainant, Beryl Oduor.
Beryl?
Beryl Oduor.
Oduor.
Yes.
Beryl Oduor.
Yes, it's called Beryl Akoth Owondo, sorry.
Mr. Speaker, can we get copies of that document?
Yes.
And even as I don't know, as he continues.
So next.
Yes.
Yeah, as he continues, maybe to just clarify clearly where the charges have been dropped within the meaning of Article 157, Article I think 8, or there's simply an application to withdraw or to have them dropped.
Mr. Speaker, the application to withdraw this matter was done by the complainant herself. So an affidavit, and as you know, or you are aware, that the DPP must agree to the withdrawal, sent a letter to the DPP, attached an affidavit to the DPP, and the DPP went to court to seek concurrence from the court on whether the matter should be withdrawn or not. That happened, and Akoth Beryl testified before a magistrate. She was cross-examined, and the magistrate and nothing else other than to assent to a request to withdraw the matter. The ruling from the magistrate is attached to the affidavit of Beryl and Oduor. I did not initiate. The only thing that was of a requirement from them was that I was required to withdraw the extortion complaint that I found with the DCI in Nanyuki. That's how the matter was withdrawn. It was not the DPP who decided to do it, but it was moved by the complainant to withdraw the matter.
And did you withdraw also your complaint then?
To date,
on extortion?
To date, Mr. Chairman, I have not. I have not withdrawn, but I can also tell this committee, I have fought so many cases and I don't think I have the energy. I want to frame my mind, given the opportunity, to work for this country. I must also let it go. I must forget the pain, the persecution that I've gone through, and I have left to the conscience of all my persecutors and gone to deal with them, because there are many, as I will continue trying to explain, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, you also raised.
Speaker, thank you. I just wanted to ask what you just asked, whether he has withdrawn. But maybe in relation to that, have you been able to establish, other than the complainant in that case, because there are also men who are involved, whether these particular people who are involved were DCI officers? Because why I said I was privy to information, Honorable Speaker, is because I had the same sort of incident with Honorable Linturi when criminals poisoned people in Kikuyu, and DCI Kinoti did exactly the same thing he did with this case, turned around the case, recalled the file from Kikuyu when we adduced evidence to the Kikuyu DCI offices that indeed the people who were involved in poisoning of people in Kikuyu were DCI officers. And I'm asking that because would you be aware whether the other men may have been DCI officers?
Mr. Speaker, probably I may want to pursue that once there is the overhaul of the DCI's office, the overhaul of the staff at the DCI offices.
Now the question is very simple. Were DCI officers involved in what you are calling a frame-up? If they were, yes. If they were not, no.
Mr. Speaker, I may want to imagine that they must have been, because calling for a file for an offense that took place in Nanyuki, bringing it to Nairobi, assigning it to other officers, and then turning me to a victim when I was the complainant, then it cannot...
Turning into the villain, the
yes.
accused, not the victim.
Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what happened, Mr. Speaker. And if I may proceed, because another
Mr. Speaker, even as it continues again,
yes,
maybe because now so many issues have been raised and the names have been dropped, is it possible for Honorable Linturi to just explain to us how the abduction took place? Very, very brief.
And going forward, Honorable Linturi, I did advise you, only answer questions as they are asked. You will be very safe that way.
Mr. Speaker,